I thought I could finally retire in peace from Amylist, but a few days ago, she posted a highlight on her Instagram talking about Hyoga and Teddy. But before we get into any of that, allow me to introduce the people surrounding this drama. This is Amylist, the main villain in all of this. And if you don't already know who she is, go check out my other videos where I've covered her before, so you can fully understand what kind of person she really is. And this is Hyoga. He's a content creator known for his cosplay videos, especially Genshin Impact characters, and he also streams on Twitch. And in the past year, he's been compared to Amylist because of his content, particularly the similar video themes, filming in cars and romance skits in general. And finally, here's Teddy_VT, Hyoga's girlfriend. I don't really know much about her, but after some intensive research, it looks like she might be a VTuber. Clicking the link on her Twitch profile takes you straight to her Instagram, so maybe she's preparing for a debut? I might be getting a little too nosy here, and if that's supposed to be a secret she's keeping, then apologies in advance for spilling the tea. Anyways, this all started when Amylist posted this story on Instagram. I ain't reading all that, but to summarize, looks like they had some private arguments before, and now she's making it public, throwing shade at Hyoga and his girlfriend, Teddy. Teddy then posted an Instagram story in response. In the first one, she claims that Amylist has been harassing both her and Hyoga, using alt accounts to body shame her. And that's also why she even made the body positivity video in the first place. And if we're being generous, let's just call it a claim, because she doesn't really have proof that the alt account was Amylist. But knowing Amylist, it might as well just be a fact. Also, we'll be skipping some of Teddy's story, cause I'm only planning to make this a quick summary video. Next, Teddy said the reason she finally went public about the situation with Amylist was because the harassment didn't stop. Amylist kept coming at her, and even hinted that Hyoga isn't loyal just because he follows half-naked girls online. She even offered to give Amylist another chance to reach out to her and talk this out privately like real adults. But once again, Amylist being Amylist, she responded to Teddy and Hyoga's story with an entire 37-story highlight. We'll get into that later though. Right after Teddy posted her story, Hyoga also posted a follow-up story. He started off by saying, "I should have come forward a long time ago, but I guess today's finally the day." Honestly, he should have come forward from the start. Even though she had done some pretty horrible things, like publicly shaming her viewers and even trying to sue them, he still gave a clear, non-aggressive message by basically saying, "Hey, I saw you publicly shaming your viewers in front of thousands of your followers. That's called witch hunting, and since you've been a good friend to me, I won't speak badly about you publicly or towards anyone. I wish you the best and hope you can change this behavior, but I'll have to distance myself from you, because I don't support this kind of bad practice. I'm willing to support you again, but only if you genuinely change for the better as a person." He still showed kindness toward her like a real friend by not getting involved in the drama or attacking her in private. That's it. No shade, no double meaning, just a sincere message letting her know he doesn't want to be involved in her toxic behavior, but that he's still willing to support her if she chooses to change, even though he already saw this kind of behavior multiple times in different Discord servers. But of course, Amylist wouldn't be Amylist without randomly lashing out. She responded with, "Believe it or not, I know that's not the main reason for you to distance yourself from me. You just want to take the opportunity to gain the fame since there are so many people that are against me now. I've been there for you throughout your YouTube journey, and this is what I get in return." I don't even know where to start. She literally used all trick in the book. From gaslighting, guilt tripping, twisting his words, to playing victim. Someone should give this professional victim an award or something. This kind of behavior should need a degree of master manipulation. It's pretty clear that her dying first is more believable than changing. And judging from how much you ate, that would be 10 to 20 years. Now even if she claims that she is still learning, making this whole elaborate scheme just to call Hyoga and Teddy out was not an action from someone learning. Because she clearly knew what she was doing. Throwing shade at them wasn't just out of spite, it was a calculated move by Amylist. You could tell she was ready for their response, with that manipulative highlight already prepared. It was so meticulously planned, even the smallest details were crafted to be perfectly manipulative. And I actually started to believe she might be in the right. But thank the gods I waited for Hyoga's response for showing us what the true side of this manipulative story that Amylist made. If you guys want to hear Hyoga's full side of the story, definitely check out his video. Now, let's take a look at Amylist's very true side of the story. Starting out, she immediately tries to gaslight everyone by claiming she's been silent, without even acknowledging that she's the one who started it by throwing shade at Hyoga and Teddy for no valid reason. Then she shares this emotional story about her friendship with Hyoga, conveniently twisting the narrative to make it look like he was just a tiny creator starting out, and she was the motherly mentor who shaped his entire success. She then shares screenshots of their interactions, calling it a genuine moment from someone who truly cared. It really does seem like she cared a lot about him, and knowing Hyoga, I'd believe it if he said those moments genuinely felt like support and care. But with how much she twists and manipulates everything in her highlight, I can't help but wonder, was she really being kind to Hyoga, or was she just getting close to him to gain something? Anywho, once again, trying to gaslight everyone into thinking Hyoga was some selfish person who just cut her off out of nowhere, and she's saying that she needed a friend that gives advices and understands her. First of all, he did give you advice, but of course, you being you responded very maturely by pretending none of it ever happened. And her reason for that is because she is healing. I'm not even going to argue that forgetting isn't a valid way to heal, because you were never even planning on healing, you're just trying to forget that you messed up. And since your ego always comes first, deep down you won't even admit that it was a mistake. Even the apology you claimed settled everything was only posted in your Discord server. You couldn't even make a proper reel publicly apologizing for how you reacted. And don't say reels are only for content. You literally used one to announce you were suing a minor, and that reel is still up to this day. Second, no one's going to truly understand or justify what you did, because being baited into reacting out of anger is still a choice you made. Even if the hate felt overwhelming, the reality is, you can't control every person who watches you. What matters is how you choose to respond, and in this case, it wasn't the right choice. There's no getting around that. Hyoga understood that being a real friend doesn't mean defending your actions blindly, it means being honest. And if you truly saw him as a friend, you'd understand that his intentions were for your own good. It was already enough for him to be considerate about your situation, and yet you still expect him to defend you with his whole life? To defend you for your stupid crash out against minors? Up next, she talks about them crossing the line. This is so stupid, you literally threw shade at them first, implying that he's unloyal because he follows half-naked girls online. He just responded to your attack, and that was crossing the line for you? Her stupidity is unmatched, she is literally making a grave for herself at this point. I guess the master manipulator still messes up, huh? Maybe she expects that no one will notice that story where she threw shade at them or something, because even I can't guess what she is trying to do here. And again, she is so confused to why he is bringing these up. It's not like she didn't just throw shade at them to begin with. Then she responded to the shade that Teddy replied with, "Stop throwing shade at us, because it makes you look pathetic," by saying, "I never mentioned names. Not everything is about you. Maybe stop stalking us and move on." But then she literally made it clear that it was Hyoga she was referring to when she claimed someone was following half-naked girls online. And the best part about this? I was literally eating while watching Hyoga's video about this, and I almost choked when I realized the girl Amylist was talking about just happens to be one of the heroes of this planet. I'm assuming she already knew who she was, because she definitely stalked her profile and posts just to see that Hyoga liked her pictures. And yet she still saw this as a valid reason that Hyoga was being unfaithful because he follows and likes her pictures. The half-naked girl she picked to use against him is literally out here saving kittens' lives, while Amylist is busy wasting her time feeding into her own victim complex. Then she called out his subscription content titled Bible Studies, confidently assuming it was some 18+ thing, when it's literally just him talking about the Bible. Absolute cinema. Guys, if you still truly support what Amylist is doing after knowing this, then I don't know how to convince you all. Honestly, you might want to subscribe to Hyoga's Bible Studies, maybe then you'll gain the clarity to see just how idiotic her entire career really is. I would have gone into every single detail of this drama, but that's all the time I have for today. But before I wrap this up, I just want to give a quick thanks to Hyoga and Teddy for letting me cover this drama. Much appreciated. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and as always, let me know what you think about this drama in the comments.